How many seconds do you think it would take to go from one side of a train platform to the other? The answer is 0 seconds, because you would be dead before you got to the other side.
Man, that's a hell of a fast train. Konnichiwa everyone, I'm in Tokyo, Japan. This country has more trains than just about any other country in the world, and they specialize in trains. How so? They make these trains that are so fast and go in excess to over 200 miles an hour. Hence the reason why they call them the bullet train, the Shinkansen. So you can't come to Tokyo and not ride a bullet train. So that's what I'm doing today. Check my ride. I'm gonna take a ride on this fine piece of machinery and see how fast it goes. So let's get to it.
On October 1st, 1964, the Shinkansen was born. The train began service between Japan's two largest cities, Tokyo and Osaka. Now, 50 years later, the train runs throughout the country, ranging from the very north down to the very south. When plans were made to develop the high-speed rail technology, the rest of the world was already transitioning from trains to plane travel. Well, the train not only defied the odds, but it also inspired other countries to develop similar technology. Japan no longer holds the record for the world's fastest train. Who do you think that honor goes to? Let me know in the comments section below. I began my bullet train experience by heading down to the train station to purchase a ticket from Tokyo to Nagoya. I attempted to use the automated kiosk. It did not go well. I somehow managed to change the audio from English to Chinese. Ultimately, with the help of a human, I managed to get what I needed.
Nice. Got my ticket. Ready to go for the ride on the Shinkansen. The bullet train, Tokyo.
I made my way to the platform, giddy to ride on the train. Getting around Japan's train system is not hard. It just takes some getting used to.
Let's do this.
The train was just arriving as I made my way up the platform. I ran up the stairs, eager to board and to get to my seat. I wanted to be sure that I didn't miss the train.
Bullet train, baby. Let's do this.
The train I was riding on today was from the 700 series. Now, I don't know what all those fancy numbers mean. I just know that the train was badass. I made my way to my seat, and within moments, I was on my way. Now, when it comes to schedules here in Japan, the country does not mess around. Punctuality is a must. No excuses. In fact, I read that the hardest thing about being a bullet train driver is not driving the train itself, but the time management. I experienced this firsthand, but I'll get to that later. Well on my way, I took the time to settle down and take in the view. The train was roomy and comfortable. There was hardly anyone on it. I thought to myself, this is great. Later, I would find out that I just happened to go at a time of the day when the train was not busy. At a later date, on the way back to Tokyo, I would find myself on a train standing for 2 hours buried between people. Trust me when I say this. Standing on a train for 2 hours is no fun. While operating within the dense population of the city, the Shinkansen doesn't reach its full speed potential. That white blur you see out the window is another train headed in the opposite direction. With Mount Fuji in the background, I couldn't have chosen a better day for a train ride. Wouldn't you agree? A short time later, I arrived in Nagoya. 2 hours on the train didn't seem long enough. The time flew by. The purpose of my visit to Nagoya was to learn more about the Shinkansen, and what better place to do it than to visit the SC Maglev and Railway Park. Without delay, I purchased my ticket and headed into the museum. Right out the gate, proudly on display, are Japan's signature trains. These trains broke records back in the day, and this place allows you the opportunity to examine the trains up close. Immediately, I was drawn to the Maglev train, which is on your right.
I'm here at the JR Maglev Railway Museum. This is a place where you have the opportunity to get up close and personal with the Shinkansens that have been around over the years. This train alongside me here is the MLX 01-1. I don't know what all those fancy letters and numbers mean, but it's essentially, this was the first Maglev train invented. It started working on it, I think, in like the 90s, but it went commercial in 2004, and it broke records. It went up to speeds in excess of 280 kilometers per hour, which was the fastest train in the world at the time. They're currently working on a new Maglev train, and it's in the testing phases right now. But I'm gonna go inside this so we can have a look. This is an actual cabin inside the MX 01-1. They took half the seats out, but as you can see, it's pretty roomy and pretty comfortable. I could definitely wouldn't mind traveling in something as nice as this.
Next up was a visit to the Shinkansen 300X. The 300 series was a train that had a top operational speed of 270 kilometers per hour. This train operated between the years of 1992 and 2012.
Hey, I am now inside that 300X. This is the actual locomotive. Although it seems like they've gutted a lot of stuff out, but they left some stuff in here. Like these apparatuses here. I don't know what they do, but they look pretty high speed and technical. Anyway, we're gonna make our way up to the, I don't know what they call it. For lack of a better word, I'm gonna call it cockpit. This is where they control the Shinkansen. Look at that. That's pretty badass, yeah?
The cockpit of the Shinkansen is quite impressive, although it doesn't seem nearly as complicated as the flight deck of an aircraft. It also doesn't seem that hard to operate, but what do I know? I haven't driven an actual train before. Moving on to the rest of the museum, we get a good look at all the trains of the past. Stacked up, side by side, you get a glimpse of the evolution of the trains throughout the years.
The museum has a Shinkansen simulator that you could possibly have an opportunity to try out. But because there's so many people visiting here, they can't possibly let everyone simulate, so they've decided to do a lottery. And if you are a winner, you will be fortunate to test out the simulator. Now they do 4 people in 1 hour. So in an 8-hour day, you have 32 possibilities to drive the simulator. Now, I don't normally win anything, so I'm thinking essentially I have no chance at all of winning. But what the hell? I threw my name in, we'll see what happens. I actually won. They actually drew my name out of a lotto, and I actually get to go test out the simulator. That's pretty cool.
As soon as I showed up, we dove right in. The simulator operator gave me a safety card to read for about a minute, and then it was go time. There was no time to set up a camera and take in lighting considerations. It was just go, go, go. From the start, I learned that I fail as a Shinkansen driver. The key to successful driving is safety, with on time being a close second. It was the on time portion that I had a problem with. I simply didn't drive fast enough. The girl kept motioning me to go faster. I started to get up to speed, and my drill instructor finally got off my back. Each second, the speedometer showed my speed increasing. We were moving now. Honestly, I felt so rushed. I didn't get a chance to take in the experience and enjoy it. It's kind of like they were herding people in and out of the simulators. There's definitely an art to operating these trains. It's all about time and punctuality. If you go too fast, you will catch up to the train ahead of you. After my simulator ride, it was time to leave. Prior to boarding my train, I grabbed a bite to eat.
Okay, I didn't realize it at the time, but judging by the box, I got some kind of pork item. Not my meat of choice, but at this point, what am I gonna do? So let's open this up. Okay, we're complete with a pair of chopsticks, and looks like we got some katsu and some rice. This actually looks pretty good, and I'm just gonna pretend like this isn't pork and enjoy it.
Shortly thereafter, I was on my way to Fuji City. It was a short hour ride, so I just relaxed and enjoyed my food as I looked out the window. So in closing, if you're ever in the neighborhood of Japan, you must make it a point to ride one of these super fast trains. You will be glad you did. Good job.